to whatever you want the force to be. I too could go a lot of different ways, just not knowing exactly what you're looking for, but happy to take it in whatever direction.
Well, is the way I like to think of this is like color and play by play with radio. And so I'm the play by play person, drive the thing. You're my color, you're my expert. You're the subject matter expert on this thing. It's definitely a working millennial mom episode, which I haven't done one of those in a while. And I'm glad to get back into those. Being a professional and a mom is really important. And I think all of the challenges that go along with that, that's big. We could do the
Mhm.
whole show on that.
Yeah.
How do you keep your sanity? I mean, how do you, your fitness level? Because you're doing your running, you're doing your thing. It's like, so we can go down those paths as well. So that's for sure. And
I
then,
mean, I love fitness. I love health. I love talking about self-care and being healthy and your food choices and how important that is and how important it is um,
you're gonna
for my
love
family and my team.
you're gonna love this video that I created this weekend. I just got this brainstorm. I was downstairs in my gym and I was just kind of putzing around. That's when I do my kind of deep thinking. I'm reading and I'm like, hey, I bet if I could find a copyright free video of old fitness, I could
Mhm.
probably weave in and chop it up and edit it down. And I did, and it turned out.
Okay.
I think it's done, but it's like this some of the here's some of the crazy stuff with these video stuff. Things I think are super cool, like buying clothes for my girls, and I think it's super cool. They hate it. I don't know. I just you just get in there, Rebecca. You just keep swinging a dang bat, and just keep
Yeah.
swinging. So, but the fitness, the whole, it was from 1949. It was about a I don't know 8 or 9 minute video, and I turned it into about a I don't know 10 or 12 minute video with my little edits in between. And
That's great.
so yeah, it's gonna be super cool because we have come so far. That's 10 years before I was born, and pretty I'm getting up there a little bit, growing older, adult kind of thing. So yeah, so it's all important to just you gotta people have to understand it that and again, caregivers are the worst at taking care of themselves. They give everything to others and then they're empty. And I did a
Mhm.
huge speaking event one time for this nursing group in Ann Arbor. And I said, who fills your bucket? And the nurses were like, and I'm like, that's why we're here, guys. Let's talk about this because
Right.
your buckets are empty and you're not that effective if your bucket's getting emptied. Okay, and then how about things at work that you want to promote, either whatever you want to promote with that
Sure.
because of the 4 additional segments,
Mhm.
just go with it. So let me you can go whatever direction you want to go, just be aware I'm going to go there. And then the fifth segment, I need your contact info. If you want to give it out, email, phone numbers, however you want people to find the
Okay.
division, just give the website and email if you want.
Okay.
You may get calls for speaking engagements. I mean, that's what I told Michelle for years and years and years. It's like you're going to be a great public speaker, and it's really
Mhm.
fun. And so it's like, be ready, put yourself out there. All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Do this. Let me minimize. Oops. What the heck? Oh, because I'm recording it on the computer, so I'm trying different things. No, I gotta get this moved over here because I gotta move this over here. This mission control here. I gotta shift some stuff around.
You're fine.
So I just learned something. So when I record on the computer, Zoom, it doesn't let me minimize, but when I record on the cloud, it does. So, but that's okay because I'll have to keep looking over here to the other screen over here, but that's all right. It's not a big deal. All right, here we go. Last week, Robert Bryce was with us. Robert Bryce, 4 Whys Concerning Energy. Robert Bryce is, boy, he's just an amazing guy, and I really enjoyed our conversation. So check that one out if you missed it, because he's something else, and he's very, very well known from Austin, Texas. Robert Bryce, 4 Whys Concerning Energy, and we're talking about global warming and energy supplies and all this kind of stuff, and I find it fascinating to talk about all of those topics. So how's everybody doing today? Welcome to the Tom Matt Show. Rebecca Selesky is going to be our guest today. Working millennial mom, the educator, being a professional mom, and all of those other things. I could have a title that could be about a paragraph long, but we'll keep it short. Rebecca Selesky serves as the Assistant VP of Culinary Services at the Division of Student Life and Engagement. I didn't know what SLE was, and we'll laugh about that in a second here. I have my tenure at the university, as everyone knows now, I'm in the retirement zone, so I'm not, engaged with all of the rebranding that goes on. Believe me, I was part of it in my role out there. So when I heard that last week, and I'll tell you the story here in a second, Rebecca, it was pretty funny. But hey, cool. Student life and engagement. I like it. Michigan State University, MSU, that's not changing. She oversees a talented team of professionals who provide excellent care and high quality nutritional services to the student-centric dining program, which is outstanding. Outstanding. I go out there and eat. Sandy and I go out there. I have lunches with kids. She serves on the SLE executive leadership team, manages more than 450 full-time employees. Dang. In her role, Rebecca oversees a lot, 7 residential dining halls, 2 grab and go. It says grad in my thing here, but it's grab. I know it's grab and go operations and various retail dining operations. The responsibilities go on and on. The cool thing is she's the head dog of the athletic venues during all of our events. That's a tough job. Believe me, I don't know about all that stuff. Rebecca has more than 22 years experience in the hospitality field. So she's probably heard some stories from customers about things not going well, because typically when you hear, if you're an executive, you don't get a lot of the hey, that was a great event. Hey, that was so awesome. Now you probably hear more of the, how come the toilet's not flushing or something. I mean, believe me, I work behind the scenes on all this stuff. So yeah, she's got 22 years of experience dealing with all of that, and her career is focused on the hotel industry and transitioning into the food service industry in 2018. That worked out well. She serves on several professional boards, including the Culinary Education Planning Committee for the National Association of College and University Food Services. And why that's important, everybody, is because if you're sending your kid to school and you're paying the big ticket for the housing costs and food costs, you want to make sure that they're getting what they're supposed to get and they're getting bang for their buck. And we'll talk about that too. Greater Lansing Convention Visitors Bureau Board of Directors. Rebecca enjoys mentoring, involvement in community activities, spending time with her family, which we'll talk about that a lot. Mother of 2 boys and an incredible husband. Loves to run and do all things outdoors. She earned her Bachelor of Science degree from Central Michigan University, the Chippewas. Still called the Chippewas, isn't it?
It is correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I either or. I'm here or there with all that stuff. I mean, welcome to the radio program. Nice to get you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Oh, good. It's 5 segments, and I just took up half of the first one. So me, I'm Mr. Motormouth. You've known me for a long time. We've had lunches together and we've had meetings together. Rebecca and I ran into each other actually at a football game this fall, and she was with my bud VG, the master, Vinny Gore, and we had a nice conversation, and I invited her on the show, and I knew that it was going to be tough for her to squeeze this in, but she did, and she's here, and I'm so thrilled to talk to you. So, hey, how are you? How's Vinny doing? How's the crew and everything else? What's going on out there at the Big Green Machine?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Everything is great. Benny VG is doing wonderful, doing lots of wonderful things. Crew here is great at MSU. Just happy to be here, happy to be serving our students.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. So you know the drill. We've had a nice conversation about this. This is your lifetime. It's when you get warmed up and you get to talk the rest of the segment about your family and brag about your kids and all the good things they did and all the medals they've won and the trophies and the things you've won and things your husband does that makes him awesome. So please, it's all you. Go right ahead.
Oh, all right, great, thanks. So I am a mother of two wonderful boys. I have a 15-year-old Benjamin. He is very into his athletics, loves fitness, taking good care of himself. He spends a lot of time in the gym. Very bright student. He enjoys school, not as much as I think as he enjoys being in the gym, but loves to very conscious about what he eats and spends a lot of time there. My youngest, Hayden, he is 13.
What's
He
the
is
youngest? Hayden?
Hayden. Yep,
Oh,
Hayden.
Hayden.
Yep. He's into horses. We are currently looking for a horse, but he shows horses in the spring. Loves to run, shares my passion of running as well. And he is just all around, loves a lot of different things, basketball to horse to he keeps things very interesting. He keeps us very busy.
How old is Hayden again? I didn't write that down. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Hayden is 13.
13. So two teenagers. Lucky you guys. Wow.
Yeah.
You get to have it all done and you get it all compacted together. And then are you starting to feel a little bit of, you starting to feel that anxiety, when the kids start to plan for college and all those kinds of things? Has that started yet?
It's all the things. They've become so independent, especially our 15-year-old. He'll be 16 here in May. And just the independence and wanting to be with his friends and all the social things. And that has been an interesting shift. My husband and I say we're just at a different stage of life right now. And they have been our life for so long. And that's really shifting. So it's exciting to watch them grow into their own little young men that they are, but it's also been very hard.
Well, it's separation anxiety is something that I went through myself, and Sandy and I, we both did, and we all do, and it's part of the deal. And that getting our children to launch is important. Talk about your husband, please. What's his name? What does he do? If you want to share with all that, what's
Yeah.
how did he score such a babe like you? I mean, it's like how'd that work out? I mean, was he like Mr. Romance, or how did how did he score?
Yeah, we actually met both working in hotels. He worked in the conference center and I managed a hotel, and we worked for the same company in Mount Pleasant. And we met that way. We joke he was my bartender.
What's the bartender's name?
Jeff, he does have a name. His name is Jeff, and he works in retail. He actually works at Whole Foods. He oversees all their specialty. So cheese, wine, beer, all things related. The special things in Whole Foods is what he currently does.
So I'm curious now that you say that, I might want to talk to Jeff about getting him on the show, because Whole Foods, they got bought by Amazon, a couple years ago?
Correct.
And did that change the culture within Whole Foods? Because I've always been an admirer of the Whole Foods business model. And did it change? Did it improve? Did it stay the same? What happened? What's your opinion?
Yeah, there's been differences. I think some good, some bad. I think there's was really good things when it was just Whole Foods. Pros and cons to both. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what else does Jeff like to do? Jeff, the bartender husband. He's got to be a good guy. I mean, come on. Let's say.
He's a wonderful guy. He absolutely is. He's very supportive. He is also, we both love the outdoors. We love doing anything adventures outside. He is a great artist. He loves to draw, and he loves anything to do with music. He definitely drives. We always have music going on in our house, and he is the big reason for that. It's all different kinds, from Frank to what's playing on the radio now. So it's always a little bit different. But he really is, I would say he is what brings out the creative in our family.
All right, hold that thought. Now we're going to come back. Here's the setup, everybody. Rebecca Selesky is with us, working millennial mom, the educator, being a professional and a mom. This is a tough deal. Tom Macho. Selesky. My producer's like, you got to cut these ins and outs down a little bit. Mitch, don't get mad at me when you see this video. I'm not being critical. You're helping better, but I do get a little carried. It takes away from you. And so
That's okay.
I have a read in the next 3 segments. So bear with me, please.
You're fine.
Drink and chill and do whatever you want to do. You're doing great. I knew you would. I mean, it's just going to be easy peasy. All right, here we go. Your Ameriprise financial advisor and our Ameriprise financial advisor, Craig Stiles, can help you plan for the life you want today and well into the future. Please call Craig. A couple of numbers coming at you, everybody. 517-483-4893. 800 numbers 1-800-528-1355. His offices are located at 2400 Lake Lansing Road, Suite B as in Bism, or Brilliant, Lansing, Michigan 48912. Nice area over there, Lansing, Lansing Center area. If you're familiar with mid-Michigan, Lansing area, so it's easy to get to. The coolest thing about the Ameriprise, the whole corporation, is they're super solid, and you can reach many, many good people all over the country. And if you're hearing this programming and you're down south or in California or whatever, Arizona, Tony Avelina, how you doing, Tony? Because I know he's listening. You can always reach out to Craig, and he'll put you in touch with somebody within their galaxy, and it will be great, because with the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. 2400 Lake Lansing Road, Suite B is in Lansing, Michigan 48912. Craig.Stiles@ampf.com. ampf.com. Remember, Craig Stiles is the creator of Desideri Analytics. All right. So the reason that's important is that's his proprietary algorithm that helps him. It's his major tool that helps do the sorting of all of it. There's so much information with this financial stuff. And again, full disclosure, as I've said many times, we have our complete retirement savings program and money with Craig. So that's all done, and I'm glad. And away we go with all of that. But it's Desideri that makes a difference, where we are making lighter weighted decisions. Here's some of the stations carrying us, used to carry us, will be carrying us. They're all over the place. WGHN 92.1. They're always first out of the chute, because they were the first to put us on broadcast radio on the lake shore of Lake Michigan in Grand Haven, Michigan. Love you guys so much. Will Team and Wendy Hart and the whole staff over there. And if you want to buy some advertising on WGHN, hit me up. Go to our website, tommattshow.com, and tell me, and I'll send somebody over there, and let's help out the neighborhood radio stations, all of them. WJM 1240 Lansing. They're the flagship of the Michigan Talk Network. WJRW 1340 in Grand Rapids carried us for a long, long time. WKLQ 1490 in Muskegon, Whitehall. WYPV FM 94.5 way up north in Mackinac City, and our PBS affiliate at Michigan State University. WKAR AM 870 News Talk, Sundays 5. Pick us up. Even when the sun goes down on that big AM dial in the wintertime, just pick it up on your phone. It's so easy to stream things now, you guys. It's just so easy. Want a couple more things. Thank the Grubers, Steve and Ivy, the owners of the Michigan Talk Network, for having the faith in us and keeping us on syndicated radio for quite a while now. I don't know, years. And then, of course, we have the 4 books on that thing called Amazon, which I'm sure many of you know about. Check it out, please. Generation Us being our latest and greatest. One of the reasons I like doing episodes like today with Rebecca Selesky, working millennial mom, the educator, is I've known Rebecca for a long time from the university, from my days at the university. Michelle Pell connected us together, and Benny Gore connected us together, and we're just tight friends. We're all Spartans. And I respect her very much, and what she does at the university, and she cares about the kids and your kids. And so we're going to talk about these things. But being a professional and a mom, let's take the rest of this segment here, Rebecca, and talk about you and your daily routine and how you take care of you to help other moms out there that might be struggling with being a professional mom, I mean, times have changed since COVID, and you've got a huge job. And so you got 450 people working under you. That's a lot of responsibility. How do you find the balance to stay you?
That's such a great question. First of all, taking care of you is most important. You really can't do your job, be a mom, be a wife if you don't take care of yourself. And I really take a lot of pride in that. I make sure that, every day I run pretty much, I run 6 days a week typically. I usually spend a little time out in the gym and do some other things like yoga and other things just to take care of myself. I know I'm a better me when I do those things. And I also, it has been ingrained in my children. So we have a lot of fun. And although I always tell people it's not always for time or for my pace, or sometimes it's just me clearing for my mental health. Other times that's when I go out and have the best conversations with my youngest son, which we really don't keep up anymore. He actually asked me just the other day if I'd start riding my bike next to him because I'm getting too slow for him. But it's just those great conversations that I have when I'm out with him or my husband. We've created just a little small gym with some weights for us at home, and I'll go out and throw some weights around with my oldest son. Again, it's just a great time for us to talk, clear our heads, have those really great conversations. Making sure that you're making the right food choices, that you're putting the right nutrition in your body to really ensure that you can be the best you. I have some things that I take every day and that are in my daily routine that I know make me feel better, make me a better person.
Supplements?
What was that?
You're referring to like supplements, or when you say you take some things?
Yeah, so there's a couple vitamins and minerals that I take every day that I feel really, really help me. I do like a coffee creamer that has mushrooms in it to help me with my focus every day. And I know that spinach and greens really does well, kale for my body. So I make sure I consume that every day. Those are like 3 things on my list that for me are really important for me every day, as well as lots and lots of water intake.
Oh yes, water. Green foods are very, very important. And I do Sandy and I do the wheatgrass from On Target Living. We've done it for forever, like 12 years now. And every morning make the little tea up. And since you're in the business of providing the service and the foods for our young people, our young adults that are coming into the university, all of the planning that goes into everything that you do, how much time do you guys with the staff, how much do you put into the menus that you plan for our students, and all of that? And then you have all of the conventions, and then you have the hotels, and then you have the games, and then you have this, then you have that, because you're like got your finger everywhere. I mean, you're like, how do you come up with all of those different choices? That's got to
I
be challenging.
I have a wonderful team. It truly takes every single team member to do what we do. We have all team members who bring ideas, who are a part of the planning process. It's continual. It never stops. And COVID really has made that even more. It used to be, we could set a menu and it would run its cycle, but just with the supply chain and all the other things that have been happening, it's allowed us or forced us to be more flexible. And I would say that if it wasn't for the amazing team that we have here to really execute what we do, we wouldn't be where we are or who we are without each and every individual that contributes to what we do every single day. And it does feel like a lot, but when you have the team members that I have, they truly make things very easy.
Well, it comes down to trust, and we'll go through. I'm going to carry this through. Rebecca Selesky's our guest today, and we're going to come up on break here in just a second. So, working millennial mom, the educator, being a professional and a mom, because she does both. It's not just I'm a professional mom. You're a professional and a mom and a wife and a spouse and a friend. And so we'll talk more about that. How do you maintain that balance? Because that's what it's all about, maintaining that balance. Rebecca Selesky, Combat Show. Thank you for joining us today, everybody. Can you hear the music?
No.
You did not hear the music. Okay.
Mm-mm.
It's interesting. It's very faint. We had these in my beds here. I have music now. I never had that before. And then apparently it's very soft for the guest.
Oh,
And
okay.
because some say, yeah, I hear it, but it's like it's and I'm trying to figure it out because Mitch and I were trying to work on this my producer, and he could not figure out. He says, this should be working. Well, it is actually working. I found out that it's just very kind of quiet. All right, here we go. How's your time?
I'm good.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. I always want to be respectful of people's time, and because I'll get going in 2 hours later. And I said, oh, it's an hour. It's an hour interview, but we're not on the phone 2 hours.
Mhm.
Do that. Here we go. You are done. Okay, whatever. I want to go back into the self-care and the trust with the staff. And another thing I want to ask you about is locally sourced things that come in. I'm sure. What are some other things that you want to make sure that you cover with all of this, or do you want me to just fly?
Just go ahead and
Do whatever. That's
do
fine.
whatever.
That's cool. That's totally cool. I like it. The simplest way to connect with us is via our website, commatshow.com, where you will find a redesigned, much simpler page. I have to make it simple for me so that I know it's simple for everybody else. Because when things get complicated on websites, people click off. They're like, goodbye. Because, red flashing lights and all those crazy, we don't do that. We have buttons, we have links to the episodes, and we have, you can navigate it, and we have our sponsors at the bottom of the page, and away you go. And we have our YouTube buttons there with our new presence, which is a big deal for us because I've been working my butt off on this since I refired in October of 2022. We just wanted to get going with all of these things. So been learning a lot. And so it's all right there. Facebook, Tom Matt Show, Instagram, Twitter. We're all on all those things. The YouTube thing has been my thing, though. Our mission is to build an engaged society and team. I learned this at Michigan State. All the people that guy like Benny Gore, who is my buddy from way back in the day, gave me so much good advice. We can talk about him too with my guest today, Rebecca Selesky, but he helped me so much. And you know what? That's why with the radio program, we want to serve our community. We want to, in the retirement zone. The retirement zone is all about the 3 C's: the community, collaboration, and cooperation. Yes, I made that up. I like to think I did. I did. The RFZ is, if you Google that, at the RFZ or at the Tom Matt Show, you'll find the YouTube pages, the channels, and away you go there. Check them out. The RFZ has little clips on all kinds of different crazy things. And as a matter of fact, the one that I dropped today was my, even though my 25th anniversary of sobriety is not until July 27th of this summer, I dropped it today, and I won't promote it until July, but I wanted it out there as soon as possible because I'm very committed to helping the community, and anybody's having a problem with that. And I want to drop a quick read on the book that inspired me to get that video done was Dope Sick. Get the book Dope Sick and check it out because you need to read this book. It's very, very important for our country, for our kids, for everyone out there. Rebecca Selesky is with us, working millennial mom, the educator, being a professional and mom. I wanted to ask you, Rebecca, about, first, the trust with your crew. You've built a really great organization over there, and I know that Benny Gore has been a huge leader and a huge mentor to so many, including myself. I love the guy so much. He's helped me so much. We've had so many good conversations about why I wasn't ready 15 years ago when I finished grad school, and I thought I knew everything, and he kind of set me down and said, "Nah, you're not ready." You ever heard that from him?
Benny provides great advice, and he always helps steer in the right direction, which is always appreciated.
Isn't he something?
He's great.
he is just a great guy, and he will answer your calls if he's a busy guy. But I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to talk to this cat, take a few minutes and you'll be really amazed at how much wisdom he carries with him. But the trust, it must come down from higher on, from him coming down to you, coming down to other people. And talk about the trust within your crew. How do you maintain that? Because so many people through COVID got sideways and were becoming disenchanted. And then one of the reasons I brought the retirement zone out of retirement was because of COVID, because
Mhm.
so many people jumping back and forth and doing all different things. And I'm all about like having side action so you can have the next game. But how do you build the trust nowadays? What is there a secret sauce? Is there a secret ingredient, or what do you do?
I think, we're still building the trust. COVID did a lot. COVID was really hard. And so we continue to build the trust every single day. And I think it's really important, and my team feels it's really important just to make sure that we're out, that we're listening, that we're understanding what the challenges are that are out there, that our team members are all facing. Listening to the students, making sure that we're here, what our students, our guests are saying about all of our operations. But I think that involving them in decisions, and just really having that transparency is really important. I really try, and my team really tries to be out in their units, really understanding and connecting with their team members, our team members, to ensure that we understand truly what they're going through every day. We are Culinary is a large program here on campus. So the more we can be out there, the better. And we're still building that trust. To say that we have it 100% is no, but we're still building that trust with our team.
Let me read some more of this bio here for you guys now that we've kind of gotten going here. Rebecca Selesky is our guest today. In her role, Rebecca oversees 7 residential dining facilities, 2 grab and go operations. I read a little bit of this, but not the whole thing, and various retail dining operations. This responsibility includes, now check this out. This is the part I want everybody to kind of listen to all of this, because if you're looking for some kind of work or you want to get into any of these markets or any of these types of businesses, this is the lady you want to talk to. This responsibility includes 15 Sparties mini market stores, which, if you're not familiar with campus, we have these Sparties all over the place, and they serve our community really, really well. These little convenience stores, 2 food courts, 6 food service partners, 2 full service Starbucks, urban style grocery store, concessions for athletic venues. That's a huge job. And unique coffee and snack shop. Rebecca also manages support operations for hospitality, event services for department, including Spartan Linen. Oh, wow, you got Spartan Linen as well. The bakers, MSU Bakers. Did you know we had a bakery? Yes. MSU Food Stores, Kellogg Hotel and Conference Center, and the Stateroom Restaurant and Kellogg Center. Didn't you come from the Kellogg Center?
I
Wasn't
did
that where you were?
on
What's
campus.
happening with that? What's happening with that? Tell the listeners that are not familiar with Michigan State University what the Kellogg Center is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. The Kellogg Center has 160 rooms. It's a hotel located here on campus. It has conference center space, so we host a lot of conferences over there. It really a great space. They have the Stateroom Restaurant, which has an incredible wine list, an incredible food menu. They do a lunch service as well as a dinner service. And really, if you haven't been there, I'd encourage you to stop by. The team does a great job over there, whether it's hosting a small event. They do small private events to large scale events. And the Stateroom also does private events. So if you're looking somewhere to host a lunch or a company dinner or family event, I would really encourage you to check that out.
That's a really good tip. I didn't, that would be cool for like anniversaries or
Mhm.
retirement parties or stuff like that. That's a really good tip. The conference set is what I was really interested to hear about, because the thing about the Kellogg Center, everybody, and Rebecca Selesky is our guest today, working millennial mom and the educator, being a professional and a mom. But the Kellogg Center is unique in that it connected to campus, but it's a little bit off of campus, but it has its own giant parking ramp. And so there's no issue with parking. And where at a lot of places at the university, eh, ask anybody who's been out there for, 25 years or so. Parking's probably the number one thing out there. So that's a big bonus, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. That is a big seller for the Kellogg Hotel and Conference Center.
If people book something for an event, do they get that parking included? Is that for charge thing? Does it matter on the size of the event? How does that work?
We do, it is for charge. Unless you are a hotel guest with us or you dine at the stateroom restaurant.
So keep that in mind, everybody. So you have the availability, but of course there's always going to be, but you really want it because there's a walkway that connects you to the facility. It makes it it seems quaint, although it's a big place, and it has a lot of breakout rooms. And I've been to a lot of different events there. Rebecca, I'm going to carry this through because we're going to come up on break here. But we're talking about the Kellogg Center at Michigan State University, which is the campus hotel and conference center. And we want to try to promote business for the conference center of the Kellogg Center and the dinners and all of the food that people can find. We're going to go to break, as I said. We're going to talk more about working millennial moms, what Rebecca thinks, how are we going to do with all of this. Being a professional and a mom is challenging. It's tough, but she's got 2 children and a great husband, and she's doing the right things. We'll be right back. Boom.
Tom, if I could put in a plug that our dining units are open for the public, I would love to do that.
Kind of where I was kind of leading and talking about promoting business and
Yeah.
helping build the community, because I'm all about building mid-Michigan. It's like, I've had meetings with some people downtown. We went over to Carrie's, my mastermind meetings. I've moved my mastermind meeting over to Carrie's place. We already had our first one, changed it from breakfast to lunch, and had some people from the Downtown Lansing Authority there, lady that I interviewed, and some of her staff and some other people. And the word gets out, and all of a sudden these things start happening. So let's get going here. I got another read to do here. Going quickly. You're doing great. And we're off. Brock Fletcher at the selling team of Keller Williams Realty is the man. Bottom of our homepage, tommattshow.com, we have a space for our sponsors and very, very good friends. Go there, click through to the selling team of Keller Williams Realty, where Brock's face is, or Craig, Ameriprise Craig. Find them both right there. Brock, as an investor, can either give you an immediate cash offer for your home, help you set a deadline. I've said this 100 times. If your home doesn't sell on a deadline, he'll buy it. He won't need to because things are changing. The last episode that we did with him, which is, I think, his 14th or 15th episode, again, reality real estate. If you guys go to the website and you look at the little category topic boxes that I have there, the little drawings, the cartoons, click on those. Those will take you, and it kind of separates everything out. So if you're looking for like the Spartan Saga, where you'll find Rebecca, or Working Millennial Mom, where you'll find Rebecca or Michelle Pell, those will help you navigate those things. But that's where you can get the information really on older topics that we've done with Brock. But the last one was about money and these shysters that are out there that are trying to rip people off and, sell you these crazy mortgage deals and all. You want to get a hold of Brock because he's got his lenders. We talked a lot about the lending game and all of his people, because he was our guy, both on the buying end and the selling end. As I've said every show, full disclosure, Brock Fletcher, Mike Dedman. What up, Mike Dedman? Our buyer's agent for Little House Lansing, where I'm recording this episode right now. They took care of everything. Here's a couple phone numbers for you guys. Ready? 517-853-6408. 517-853-6408. Go online to kwsellingteam.com. That's kwsellingteam.com. Google search Brock Fletcher, Brock, and you can find Brock. But here's the number. All right. Here's the number. 517-303-3262. 303-3262. That's the super secret, not so much super secret number to his pocket. called his cell phone, which is actually a radio. We could talk about telecom stuff. And I could tell you that a cell phone is actually a radio, but hey, we won't go there right now. Call his cell phone, text his cell phone, tell him that you heard it from Tommy. That tells them it's a radio thing because my radio friends call me Tommy, and it's fine. It's all good. Just do that, and Brock will help you. And there's no obligation. Don't feel like you're committed to anything. You make your own decisions, just like my former neighbor did. And I turned him on to it. Next thing I knew, there was a sign in his yard. I had no idea this was going to happen, but they were in a jam and they needed to get going, and they did. So Brock Fletcher invests a lot of money, including helping us financially. And we are very, very grateful to our sponsors. Our sponsors are special because we seriously, I've done this a long time now. The whole thing with the sponsors is you got to utilize their services. You've got to be able to sell it from the heart, which I do with these. They're not even reads. They're just talking about people. And it's important. It's very, very important for you to understand that if you want to be a sponsor on this show, we got to use your services. And it's like, that's just the way it works. That's why I have people like a Rebecca Selesky in. She's a big hitter at Michigan State University, although she's very humble, and she is a super cool woman who does a lot of good things. I can see why she is in the role that she's at. Very easygoing, gets a lot out of people. Rebecca, we started talking about some of the services, and I wanted to go down to, we started talking about the Kellogg Center and the hotel and the conference centers and all of that. And I know a lot about the summer programs that come in and your conference centers that you guys have, and rebuilding all of that, because all of that just got crushed in COVID. All of it. I mean, you guys were booked solid. You booked solid every year. And then all of a sudden you got to pull the plug on the Boy Scouts. I mean, like 2,000, 3,000 Boy Scouts. It's just incredible. So then to rebuild all of this, it's just got to be a tremendous, tremendous effort, not only on the attitude side, but on the strategic side. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what you guys have had to from before and now. And are there openings? Can people still get in the summers? Are the sports camps back? Please inform everybody. Tell us all about what's happening in your world.
Yeah, I think if you look at Culinary as an entire operation, our world was completely rocked. I know a lot of my fellow hospitality partners out in the community have really felt it, and felt it from so many ways. There was business just stopped, right? We had to totally rethink how we did business, not only at Kellogg, but in our dining halls and our retail locations, concessions, everything came to a complete halt. Then we had the supply chain has been nothing really very, very difficult to deal with as we really look at bringing, as we're feeding the amount of the people that we feed, and really trying to figure out how we're going to get a hold on that. So strategically,
let me interrupt. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but how many people do you feed on a daily basis?
We usually say we serve about 35,000 plus meals in a day.
Okay. So that just gives you a little context. I'm sorry to interrupt you and break your train of thought.
Okay. I almost said it, but I was like, yeah. So it's a lot of meals.
Food.
It's a lot of food. When you start looking at the sheer volume of food that we do each and every day, there's a lot of food. And then you hear about the challenges in supply chain. So there's been a lot of that. And again, my team has done a tremendous job of really, we did have to get very strategic. What are we going to reopen? How are we going to reopen? What are we going to serve? How flexible are we going to be? When you look at variety, all of the things, and then how do we get back to where we were? And we really are getting back to a place that feels like we're heading in the right direction. But we're welcoming clients back to the Kellogg. We are really starting to feel the numbers increase over there. The phones are ringing, business is coming back. We closed our dining halls to the public for a while. We do have our dining halls back open to the public. So Brody Square is open for all those that would like to come enjoy their meal over there at Brody again. So we've really built back to bringing the customers back and focusing on, instead of all the things that we did well, what are a few things that we want to focus on and do those few things really, really well.
Let me stop you right there, because Rebecca Selesky is with me, and I want to I'm going to throw a plug to Brody Dining Services, because we frequent it many times, have many lunches out there. And back before COVID, you would see families, grandparents, grandchildren, multi-diverse everything. And because there's such a huge variety, and it's fun, and it's
Mhm.
clean, and the food is good, and it's reasonable. It's like you can go in there. But the thing about it is, Rebecca, and you can confirm this with me if you'd like, that having kids experience the college, the university atmosphere when they're little, and they come into, they become more acquainted with it, and they want to be
Mhm.
part of the, I want to do this. Until
Mhm.
they go through this, they don't know. And so what you want to do is, it's an easy way. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a sports camp or something, you guys. Take your grandkids or your children or your spouse or your date, and seriously, go to Brody Square for dinner and do that up. I mean, where do you encourage your the general public to should they just go to the Kellogg parking and park there? Is that what you encourage, the outside, or where do they typically go? Do you advise people on that?
You can certainly park at Kellogg. There's sometimes parking over at Brody, and really you can go to any of our halls to eat. I know Brody is a favorite, but you can really go to any of our halls to eat. Landon has really cool decor over there. I really enjoy Landon, and each of them offer just a little bit something different. But typically, parking can be a challenge. I know Brody, it's a little bit easier to park because of Kellogg Center, but you really can go anywhere on campus to grab a meal. If you have those that have any of the big nine, because sesame was just added to the allergen list, if you have any of those, anybody that has an allergy, you can go to Thrive, which they do, they're allergen free. So if you are looking for a place to eat, you could go to Thrive as well.
I don't know anything about what you just said. This
Oh, great.
big nine, and we got about 30 seconds before we go to break here. So I'm gonna underline that and come back. And I also want to talk to you about something you said earlier about listening to the students, and what are they saying, and what's the feedback that we're getting from the parents. Are
Mhm.
they feeling the value? Are they feeling the love? Is the Spartan Nation still feeling like, because I'm telling you, you guys, and you know, I'm biased. You know that I'm biased. I admit it. But MSU is a family, and we are a very family oriented organization. It'll always be that way as far as I'm concerned. And it's just different than a lot of other places. And I've been to a lot of different schools. So take it from the old refired guy, the radio talk show cat. And I'm just telling you. And we'll talk about that when we come back. We'll get back to Rebecca, talk about what the students are saying. But I also want to hear about the differences in all of the dining halls. Tom Matt Show, Rebecca Selesky. Thank you so much for joining us today. Boom. See how easy this is? You had no idea. Okay.
I was talking to my husband this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of nervous. And he's like, just talk about what you love. You're gonna be fine. It's all passion from the heart. You got this.
Way to go, Jeff. Exactly. I mean, yeah. Tell Jeff, call me, you know,
Yeah, right.
conversation. All right. This is where I'm going to do the plug.
Hmm.
I do want to come back and promote more of what you're doing, and to talk more about the summer programs and things that are available. Is that something that you're versed on that you want to talk about, or is there something,
Oh,
because we've got about 10 minutes? What would you like to get into that 10 minutes? I don't want to like go on one of my side. I do have those two things, but
yeah.
in the, or actually the three, the big nine. I don't know what that is. Um, and then after that, I'm just going to ask you, what do you want the public to know about your role in the university? Okay.
Okay, that sounds great.
Sound good? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
If you're a nonprofit school, church, or youth group that needs to spice up a speaking engagement with talent, please go to our website, tommattshow.com. Contact box is there. Share with us your situation, because we are accepting applications for pro bono speaking engagements where I will facilitate a group speaking engagement with myself as a moderator, the court jester, the clown man, whatever you want to say, moderator, bring in talent and knowledge like a Craig Stiles from Ameriprise, financial fitness man from the radio program, Brock Fletcher, reality real estate, selling team of Keller Williams, guy knows how to build teams, maybe even a Rebecca Selesky who comes in and talks about, working millennial mom stuff and everything else that she does over there at Michigan State University. Full disclosure, if you want to pay us, you can pay us. Okay. But this is for nonprofits primarily. So again, church group, youth group, club, whatever that is, hit us up. We're here to help. That's what we're trying to do. We want to be servant leaders. All right. Got a lot to talk about, and we got about 9 minutes. So first thing I want to get back to is what the heck was the big 9, because that sounds important. So what, I kind of get the gist that it's something to do with the food and the allergy thing, but where did that come from?
And so we are seeing an increase on campus of allergies, of students that have allergies to peanuts, tree nuts, soy, dairy, wheat, sesame. There's 9 of them. I always forget a couple. It will come to me. But I would really say this was really driven by our dietitian, Gina Kylan, Benny Gore, Kurt Kwiatkowski, who his last day with us was on Friday, which is very sad. Jordan Durkin. Yeah. Just a really came together and really wanted to meet the needs of the students. So they created a certified from allergen-free dining hall, which is over at Thrive. And it is certified free of those it's called the big 9. So it's the 9 top allergens. There's over 170 allergens, but it's the 9 top allergens. And all of our food over there is free from. So shellfish, sesame, peanuts, tree nuts, soy, wheat, dairy, eggs. I think there's one more I may have missed. But it's a really great opportunity for our students to be able to dine with their friends. And to really be able to have that experience. I know a lot of students that suffer from allergies really have a hard time, especially when they come away to college and really trying to figure out how they're going to feed themselves. When you have maybe one that once it's in the air, you can go into, maybe you stop breathing or you break out in hives or a rash. So really we've created that for them. And it's really been so we've received great feedback. We opened just before COVID hit. Things got really quiet during COVID, and now we're back open and operational.
So if a parent, grandparent, somebody wants to get a hold of you and find out more about all of these things or get in contact with the right person and you can forward that person on to the right person, how do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. They can reach out to me. My email is Selesky, Selesky, the number 1 at msu.edu. And I will certainly send you on to the right person. We have 2 dietitians on campus. The one functions more oversees all of our retail operations now. But we have another dietitian, Kelsey Patterson, who does a wonderful job with all the students. As well as we have our dining halls are made up of a team of executive chefs who are very well versed in this area as well.
Wow, you got it covered. Okay, I wanted to talk to you about, because you said something earlier. Rebecca Selesky is our guest today, everybody. Rebecca is her title, Assistant Vice President of Culinary Services. She's just a go-getter. I mean, she's an answer person. She gets stuff done. I can't say the word that I usually would say, but she just, she gets stuff done. But when the students are talking to you and you're listening to the students, what are they saying to you now? Because the students now, I think in my mind, I think it's probably every 10 years, but maybe now it's every 5 years. The kind of the demographic and the mindset of these students, it changes, and it can change dramatically. What are the students saying? What are they asking for? What are they complaining about? What are the things that you guys can do better? And because you're always open to, and that's the thing about Benny, he's always open to listening to the students, as was so many of the other faculty staff that I worked with. But for you, from your perspective, what are they saying?
Yeah, well, first of all, we have wonderful students. They are always willing to provide feedback and really give a lot of positive as well. They are looking for diverse. So they are looking for food out. They still want their chicken tenders. They still want their pizza. They're always going to want their cheeseburgers, but they're also looking for um, diversity in multiple ways. But they want a diverse from different cultures and ethnic food. So we are looking at ways of how we can bring more ethnic food into our dining halls. So those from different cultures, cuisines from different cultures. They also want to receive their food in different ways. There's some meals they want to sit down and do the all you care to eat. There's other meals that they truly do want to grab and go. We really are seeing the patterns start to shift. Breakfast, really they're 50-50. Some like to sit down for breakfast, some like to grab and go. Other at lunch, we have seen a total flip. They all want easy, convenient, good choices. They're really concerned about the choices that they're making. But they want healthy choices, but to eat on the go so they can grab it before they go to class or eat in between classes. As well as, and then at dinner, that is really staying the same. They want to sit down, that's their social time. That's the time that they really want to be with their friends and, kind of decompress about their day. So that's the patterns that we're kind of seeing. We are, we hear a lot about delivery. I think COVID really exposed all of us, right, to getting what we want delivered to us when we want it, whether it's food or things from Amazon or different stores. So we're really seeing that. We're starting to look at what does delivery perhaps look like here on campus. And then just local partnerships. How can we partner with the local community to really bring what they have to offer onto campus?
What would you like to, with the last 4 and 5 minutes that we have in this episode, you've done a really great job, and I appreciate your time very, very much because I know you're busy. But what would you like to make sure that the community at large and outside that listen to the podcast, because our podcast is pretty big, what would you like them to know about your role, the university, in the snapshot elevator pitch of 4 minutes? What do you want to? Can you do it? What you got?
I I think so. Uh, Culinary Services at Michigan State University truly offers a really great program. We are always looking for ways of how we can improve our program, but really always looking for ways to add value to all of our customers, whether you're faculty, staff, you're a student, you're an employee, or a team member here with us. Are always looking for ways to add that value by adding different things and thinking and being different. We really want to innovate. We want to continue to ask the students what they're looking for so that we can always be prepared for the next group of students coming in. What's that next thing? We don't want to just do what's trending, but we want to give them what they want that will sustain and be for, a longer time, more than just a couple months. I think that the customer service that you receive here, I have an incredible team. I know I've said it multiple times in this interview, Tom, but I truly have an incredible team. You will be welcomed. They're here. They're ready to just be a part and just to help drive who we are and what we do each and every day. It truly takes the entire culinary team. We call ourselves One Culinary. It takes every single team member that we have to execute what we do each and every day. It's not easy to do what any of the team members do. There's a lot of passion here at MSU. You can hear that when you talk to Tom. Whenever we see you talk about MSU or hear you talk about MSU, we hear that passion. So we're like true Spartans over here. We have a lot of passion for nourishing and educating and just being a part of our students and all of our guests, their lives, to make it better.
University is a wonderful spot. I mean, we're so very, very fortunate. We can become desensitized to the impact that it has on our lives. With a minute to go, I want you to try to squeeze in something about employment and the benefits of employment within your division. Can you do that?
I can try.
All right. I'll give you the sign, and when we're like, go ahead.
Yes. I would say student life and engagement is an incredible place to work. It really provides work-life balance. There are a lot of great benefits when you work for Michigan State University. And I would say if you're interested in all the employment, I will actually drop the link for Tom to add so that you all can click on that. But we have full-time to part-time. If you want 10 hours a week, if you want to be with us full-time, there's lots and lots of opportunities. It is a great culture to be a part of. We innovate, we take care of our team, and we're really proud and have a lot of passion for what we do each and every day.
Share that email one more time, the website, and then you did a good job, girl. Way to go. Nice job.
Thank
What's the
you.
website, email, all that?
Yes. My email is selesky1@msu.edu, and the HR website, I will have to drop that too, so you can share that because I don't.
I'll do that. I'll put that in the recap, everybody. So don't worry about that. I'll have that in the recap of the episode. Rebecca Selesky's been our guest. It's Selesky1, SELESKY1. Did I do that right?
Yes.
At msu.edu. That's where you want to go. I've spoke to groups of students before about the value of a job within culinary and all of the supporting areas of culinary and how it can be an addition to your degree. I do believe that is very, very important to get those people skills, and you can get these people skills and you can get paid. So boom, boom, win-win. There we go with all that. If our show fits your business or group's mission, we want to be of service to you through our guest topics. That's what we do here. Always remember, before you can share love with others, you must love yourself first. Thank you to Rebecca Selesky for coming in. Craig Stile, Brock Fletcher, Samantha Medved, wherever she is, Mitch Anderson. We will talk to you next weekend, everybody. Have a great week. Go out and ignite your life. Good day now. Tom Matt Show's production of Boomers Rock Media. We want to bring your story to life. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much. We're out. Now I just got another hour of production work to do, and we're all good.
There you go. The website is jobs.sle.msu.edu.
Jobs. Say it again, please.
Yes, it's jobs.sle.msu.edu.
Oh, that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
SLE. Okay, so I'll tell you the story real quick. Then I'll let you go. I ran into Laura King last week.
Okay.
At the gym. I haven't seen her in a long time. I see her occasionally. I thought she'd separated because last post, and I don't track people that closely on social media, but when I'm doing a little bit of my marketing stuff, I'll see things, and I'm like, oh, she changed jobs or something. And then I saw her with that DPS code on, and she told me, and so forth, and it was like, she's Laura King. And so we walked down there and went down to the spin room, and I said, so how's the spin going? And I want to work with her because she's got shoulder issues. I'm a shoulder expert, so it's like, as a personal trainer, if you ever got shoulder issues, I'm your guy. She's got shoulder issues. I'm like, I can help you with the shoulder issue, but you gotta reach out to me. I'm gonna be, I'm kind of busy, and I want to help you. I said, so how's the spin going? Oh, I'm down. I'm only teaching 7 classes a week. I'm like, this overuse stuff, I've learned. That's why I was going to ask you about your 6 days a week. So what do you do, long and short? And
I do. I have a day of sprints. I have a longer run day. I have a day that it's like just a slow 4. Then I have a day that I do a little bit longer. It's not super fast, but it's a little bit longer. And then usually, what was that?
Did you run in college?
I didn't. I had the opportunity, but I didn't know the opportunity that I had when I had it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So you picked it up after.
I ran through high school.
Okay.
And continued to run through college, just never ran out of college.
You used it as a recreational thing, but you've always you were competitive in high school, and you just have always continued that the rest of your. Yep. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want me to add to the recap? I write those, I'll be writing that here shortly, but this won't air for about 3 weeks. I'll let you know what happens is it airs on all the stations, and then a Wednesday, Thursday of the next week, that's when the podcast drops. And that's when I will be sending you, well, now I'll be sending you the YouTube stuff, the recorded stuff, the audio, the visual, all of it. Cause it's like, there's so many little pieces now. It's kind of mind boggling, but it's really fun. I mean, I enjoy my life now. So it's like, it's all good. So you let me know if I can help you with anything.
Okay.
And the next time you want to come in to utilize this forum to promote what you're doing, because we run about a month ahead. So if you've got something that you want to get going and say, hey, we should get on Tom's show and, promote the May, June thing. So we'd want to record that in April
Okay.
and stuff like that, or coming up to, like the job thing. I mean, I would have been happy to have you on and promote the job thing. I know you guys have that job fair. Either you had it or it's coming
We
up,
just
or
got it.
you just had it. So I
Mhm.
remember seeing it at Breslin. So, but we'll get together soon. I'll be on campus. We're taking off here next week, so we'll be gone for a little while, but, still doing radio. I mean, if I got Wi-Fi, I can do this stuff. So
That's
thank you
great.
so much. You did a really good job, and tell everybody, I think about them all the time. And I
Mhm.
was at the gym today, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if you want to see me, come over in the morning in the gym and I'll be there. So, all
Awesome. Sounds
right.
good.
All right.
Thanks so much for your time.
Take care.
Yep. Bye-bye.
So weird looking at myself and recording these shorts, but it's fun. And I really enjoy people like a Rebecca Selesky. And I hope you get a chance to check out this episode, because we covered a lot of ground about the university. But being a working millennial mom is really, really challenging, and it's doable. But I have so much respect for someone like her, and being a professional and a mom. So hope you enjoy this episode, and drop me a note. And remember the drill: like, subscribe, send me a note, whatever. Thanks, everybody. Peace out.